Hello.
Hi. No weird intro this time.
Well, I was tempted because she asked me if my drink was open before we started, and I was tempted to go psh just as she started, but yeah.
Welcome to Two Tangled Skeins. We are Saturday, August 1st. July is gone.
Happy birthday, Sky!
Happy birthday, Sky.
It's my daughter's 14th birthday today. Good God, she's 14.
Yes. I can't believe a year has gone by since her 13th birthday.
I can't believe she's 14. And still kind of acts like a 5-year-old sometimes. Sorry. I love you!
Episode 122. I'm Sue, also known as Crafty Knitter 7. I'd like to welcome any new viewers and welcome back any returning viewers.
I'm Lynn, also known as Toll Baby, and you can find us on YouTube and Twitter. I almost said iTunes. I was thinking iTunes. You can find our blog at twotangledskeins.com and come join our Ravelry group because the insanity never stops, and my end is now tangled with my working yarn. I can't get it off. There. I'm good.
It's because your
It's felty yarn.
tail is so long.
Well, my tails are always long. I always leave a long one because I like having a lot to work with when I'm weaving in the ends. But yeah, I'm crazy pants that way. So how was your week?
Strange because my husband's been away.
Yeah.
He went to the States to visit his best friend, but not only to visit, he actually worked with his best friend where he works, which is 3 Star Brewing Company. What?
The IRS might be watching. I'm joking.
Whatever.
Yeah, his best friend. He and his best friend share 2 really, really important interests. They're both into bees, and they're both into brewing.
Not just into bees; they studied.
Well, yeah, this is their field. Both
entomology.
So, his friend actually is lucky enough to work in a brewery and do beekeeping on the side.
Mm-hmm.
So he invited Sean down for a week to help him with both.
Yep. So my husband actually got to go out and be with the bees. He hasn't been with the bees in a long time because, yeah, he's a federal worker now at a desk.
And from all reports and pictures on Facebook, he had a blast.
Yeah.
But you're looking forward to him coming home tonight, aren't you?
He's driving.
He's on his way now.
Yeah.
Ah!
They wanted him to stay.
Sorry.
For another week.
I know.
And he's like,
crap.
No.
Sorry, I dropped a stitch. And I don't have enough sock for that to be easy to fix.
Oh, yeah, because you've got like 5 rows.
I'm on like row 7. So, anyway, yes.
How's your week?
My week was... I've acquired a new teenager. It's been a very long and stressful week.
Needless to say, knit nights were a must for her this week.
Yes, just to get out of the teenage-ridden house, because I now have 3 of them. Can't get into the details, unfortunately, because we're still sort of...
She's a minor.
Yeah, and I don't want to make anything more complicated than it needs to be. Suffice to say, money's a little tight, and my sanity is sort of going out the window, but yeah, we're having a good time.
But man, are you knitting? What'd you finish?
Boy, am I knitting! Well, I was trying to finish... Our friend Sarah, who lives in Montreal, Sarah is Soho 30 on Ravelry. She's had a big year. She got married in January. She bought a house with her husband in June. And now she is 17 weeks pregnant. So we're very excited. And I have a faux. I finished it at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Did you cast on the podcast last week?
I cast on right after.
Yeah.
So I cast this on just after we finished it because it was the 24th last week, right?
Yeah.
I cast on the 24th. And I cast off last night. So I have a completely new object that you guys haven't seen yet. This is the Basic Baby... Where's the photos? Oh, Top Down Basic Baby is the name of the pattern, but it's Basic Baby Cardigan. She just didn't put the cardigan part in the title. By Angela Jurgens. You guys may remember that a few months ago...
Month and a half about.
GenCom72, who is a member of our group, and she is also Jenny's Yarn and Jewelry on Etsy. It's GenCom72 on Etsy, but
yeah.
it's She sent me this mini skein set, some kind of rainbow. And it was 9 minis, 40 yards each. I don't know if you can actually see the website addresses there. There you go. So she's on Facebook and Etsy. And she sent me this set of 9 minis.
And she posts a lot in her enabling thread.
Yes, she does. And I'm a helper out right now, because when you see this, you are going to want to rush over to her shop and order this set of minis, because they are gorgeous. This is the baby sweater. Now, caveat, the navy blue on the sleeves, the purple on the cuffs and the collar, and the bright, bright yellow were mine. The rest is all her. These are her minis. Aren't they awesome? So this is I didn't quite have enough yardage to make the baby sweater, so I added some minis for my own collection. But this is it. Cast it off at 3:30 this morning. Isn't it pretty? I love it so, so, so much. And Sarah came to knit night last night. She lives in Montreal now, so we don't see her very often. But she was going to be in town, so I cast this on and feverishly knit on this, hoping that I would have it finished by Friday night, which would have meant I wouldn't be able to show it to you, so I'm kind of glad I didn't finish it before knit night was over. But, yeah. She saw the colors, and she was like, oh my god! I knew when I saw them that she likes wild, bright colors, and she loved it. So now I'm gonna block it, because the cuffs, not the cuffs, the button bands, which I actually did not put any buttonholes because it was just too cute the way it was. And I hate sewing on buttons.
Win-win.
So, win-win. They keep rolling in, so I'm going to block it and hopefully be able to give it to her tomorrow or Monday before she goes home. So that's my faux. Isn't it cute?
It is adorable. I want one like that in adult size.
I know! Jen, just saying, you could probably sell some sweater kits with full-size skeins of this stuff. Or half-size.
Something.
Yeah. Maybe 200, maybe 100 yards of each or whatever. And a few more colors. But, yeah, so cool. I love this mini. I mean, look at this. Look at the colors.
Oh, the Edison bulb yellow.
This is, the bright yellow is Edison light bulb Madtosh sock?
Yep.
Okay, so it's Madtosh, and it's so soft. And the whole time I was knitting this one strap, I was like, oh my god. Because I'd never knit with Madtosh before.
Yeah.
So this is Madtosh sock in the Edison light bulb colorway. The navy blue is Cascade Heritage Silk in navy blue. And this stuff, which is also very, very soft and very thick, it's a lot thicker than the rest of the yarn, is Three Irish Girls Springvale sock in the poop.
And the poop color.
No, it's not the poop colorway. I wrote it down in my project notes, I think. No, I wrote it down on Instagram.
Toll Baby on Instagram.
I can't think of the colorway right now, but it'll be in the show notes. So there's the Gen Com 72's Some Kind of Rainbow Minis, all 9 colors, and those other 3 yarns. So I'll have them all listed in the show notes, I promise. Because I did write down what the color name was, and I can't think of it right now.
No, of course
my mind
You're
is
on
just
the
like,
spot.
Poop. Well, that, and I went to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, so.
Not long after me.
There was that.
I was at one point last night, I was just like, all of a sudden I noticed I was just blankly staring at the screen. Not following what I was watching whatsoever.
That's okay. I started an episode of Minerva Turkey. She just posted her new episode a couple of days ago, and I'd forgotten about it. So I started it this morning, got up to get a drink or went to the bathroom or something, and when I came back, I started an episode of Fringe and totally forgot to watch the rest of the podcast. So now I have the rest of Minerva Turkey to look forward to when I get home, and Sarah's podcast, because she posted last night. So that's my faux. Do you have a faux?
No. I have a finished drink.
Can't have mine.
I'm just like so thirsty. No.
I ate something that
well,
didn't agree with me
actually,
last night,
I do have faux.
You have a faux? Yes, you do.
I do.
Because I saw that.
I wanted a sweater bag. And, since I got fabric and thread, I made myself a sweater bag out of fabric that Lynn helped me choose at Fabricland.
Oh, was that one of those?
That was the one.
Okay. I don't remember these things.
So I made a sweater bag.
It's pretty. She's experimenting for the shop, people.
Yep. And it's got a green zipper, nice green interior. The only seam that you see is at the bottom where I had to sew it together. Got my tag. And this is 13 1/4 wide by 8 1/2 tall. But I'm thinking I might want to make it a little taller. It does fit this whole sweater in there. It's just, this is like half of a flax for a full-grown man. And there's still a little bit of room. So yes, I am experimenting, but the pièce de résistance.
Yes, I know. I saw that one too.
I made myself a minion bag from the fabric that Amanda sent me, but this one
Get the bag out from in front of your mouth when you're talking.
Oh, I made a minion bag.
Look, Amanda.
But I'm not sure I like the handles. I think maybe I should just make one higher up here and longer.
Like a wrist strap?
Yeah. I don't know. And, yeah, the handles is the same.
Or, what you could do...
Because, you know...
The other thing you could do... You have more of the white, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could make yourself, like, purse strap handles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they'd be exposed.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I could fold them and then sew them and you wouldn't
Yeah.
see. Oh.
And you just sew around and then crisscross to make it stronger. And you can make yourself a minion purse.
I could take this as a purse.
And make little pockets for the inside.
Guess what I'm doing this afternoon. So thank you again, Sarah. Amanda. That was my stash. You do have stash. I mean,
I have...
faux.
Yes.
Sorry.
We're not going to do stash right now.
No.
Although that was also a stash acquisition because Amanda sent her the fabric.
But last
Oh, you showed it
I
last
showed
week,
it
right?
last week. Yeah.
I think you should show the sticker on the back of your phone.
Oh. My husband and I both have the same phone. But up until last week, I had a different cover on mine, so we could tell them apart. And he bought me a new case because I dropped my phone and I actually shattered the screen protector.
She had a tempered glass.
Tempered glass.
Protector as
It
opposed to
fell,
those
and
little
I only had a
plastic
bumper cover around my phone, so it fell flat. And it shattered the screen protector.
Which is good because the phone was still intact. The screen protector did what it was supposed to do.
Yes. $12.
I might get him to give me the link where he ordered those.
Yeah, $12. Worth it.
Well, it's a hell of a lot cheaper than $120 to replace my kid's phone now.
Yeah. The back of his is gray, mine's black. But I thought, I'm going to put a sticker on it and no, it's not a minion. Bad mother flocker. And he's smoking.
Never smoke around the wool, dude.
No. Anyways, that's that. Okay, sweater out of bag.
And see, technically, you didn't swear.
No, bad mother flocker.
Dude, don't get too fond of it, though.
Nope. You're like, I'm kind of.
So what's on the needles?
What's on my needles is I pulled out the flax. And I got as much as I could done on at knit night last night, and then I didn't have another ball of yarn and ran out. So, where the pink marker is, was where I was last time I showed this, which was pretty much, I did all this in a day. And this is the flax by Tin Can Knits. Tin Can Knits do amazing patterns, and this is sized 0 to 6 months all the way to 4XL.
And this is part of her Learn to Knit / Learn to Make Yourself Clothing series. She's got a bunch of really simple patterns that she's made free. Because some of her patterns are paid patterns. But this series is free to help people learn to knit, learn how to construct garments and things like that.
I wish I would have cast this on in the beginning instead of the Guston. I went and let him choose. Yeah. And he chose the Guston.
He chose poorly.
Well, he didn't know.
You gotta make him watch that now because that was an Indiana Jones reference.
Okay. So yeah, you can see here they've got a picture of the whole family. And some people, like there's a garter ridge down the arms. Some people continue that down the side. Too.
Yeah, I did that with my son's sweater, if you guys remember. Because I couldn't stand the idea of 17 inches of just stockinette stitch. I was just like...
Yeah, I'm about 8 inches in.
You're kind of wishing you'd done it now, aren't you?
Maybe.
I knew I could not stand to knit 17 inches of stockinette stitch, so...
Oh well. His life. I'm halfway there.
And And that's
So maybe I should show the sweater? Because it's kind of a halter top right now.
I'd kind of pay to see him wear it right now.
He probably would.
I know. Especially if there was monetary compensation involved.
So this is SMC Northern Wool with Tweed on size 5mm, which is a US 8. And the yarn is discontinued. Sorry, I bought it 3 years ago.
I forgot to check if this was still available or not.
The other thing, I did a little bit on my barn raising square that I started last week. I think I got quite a bit done.
Which one are you doing?
I'm doing this one.
Ooh.
This is Yarntasia Garden Glaze 75 Superwash Merino 25 nylon, and it's 95 yards is 20 grams.
Where'd you get that one?
She sent me. I'm sorry, I bought a bunch of minis from her.
Because that one's pretty.
You chose it for me at knit night.
Oh yeah, I might have.
Because I told you to choose this one or that one.
Yeah, that doesn't mean I recognize what it looks like knit up.
Okay. So, it's kind of hard to show you. Oh, don't. It's
so pretty. Look at all those colors.
So that'll probably be cast off soon. But the Barn Raising Squares are by Shelley Mackey and Larissa Brown out of the Knit Along book. It is actually available in e-copy now. It wasn't when we were looking for it. You bought a used copy, right?
Yeah, I bought it off of Amazon, I think. A used one.
She bought me the book. And it's in Yarntasia Softy Sock in the Garden Glaze colorway on 2.75mm, which is US 2. And these are my carbons. DPNs make me knit my barn raising square faster. So, thank you again, Stephanie. Stephanie is from Stitchcraft Marketing, who we did not meet last year at Stitches, but
But we are this year?
Yes, she contacted me after Stitches, and she's been sending us stuff, like, just to use and review, and she's awesome, but we'll meet her this year.
Yes.
And this is in a bag by Girl with the Rabbit on Etsy.
I just love the fabric. It's so cute.
It was a kit with yarn. I don't know if the yarn is put away. The yarn was from Yarntasia. The bag was from Girl with the Rabbit, and it was April Showers.
I could picture a skirt in that.
Couldn't you? East Parody.
I just love the fabric. I've become a fabric snob, and I don't sew.
And the loads of fabric she has.
Oh my god, I need to learn to sew.
YouTube. That's how I learned. Video tutorials, because you can keep pausing them.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I'm almost tempted to bring my sewing machine next week to Chicago, because Sylvie's a seamstress.
It's here.
I know.
The other thing on my needles are socks for my husband, and I'm just basically, what I'm doing, instead of doing ribbing all the way up the front of the foot, I decided to do 4 rows of ribbing, 4 rows of stockinette. So he'll still get the stretch factor, but I get a few rest rows. Because I'm thinking that's good.
And I love that yarn.
This was, I commissioned Georgina from You Who Knits, EWE, Who Knits. She's that on Ravelry and Instagram. And her Etsy shop is by the same name. I asked if she could make a Boba Fett colorway.
And she totally nailed
Boba
it.
Fett is my husband's favorite character. And she nailed it on the first try.
Yeah, totally nailed it.
Everybody's going, oh my god, where did you get that yarn? And I'm like, Georgina, you're going to get some business if you do a Star Wars line, because I know you already do R2-D2.
Yep.
And Garrett already wants some of this.
You could do a C-3PO, you could do a Darth Vader with blacks and grays.
Yeah, you can do
You could do, am I thinking of the Millennium Falcon? Chewbacca. There's so many possibilities.
And with your color sense. Mm-hmm. And this is on 2.75mm, which is a US 2, and it is on my Addy Sock Rockets.
And if you do a Hoth colorway, I'll be all over that.
So that's coming along. I don't know how much. I think I got maybe an inch or so on that. The last thing that I worked on was Silver, which I would be done by now, but I want to keep using the yarn.
Did you show the bag the socks were in?
No. Ha, sorry. This bag is from Amanda, who is Stitching You and More. That is her Ravelry group for her podcast. And she will be opening a shop very soon, and we kind of went back and forth last week about names, and I think we've nailed down a name. But she sent me this monster
Is it
bag.
gonna be a little more
Yes.
her than stitching you
Yes.
in more? Sorry, Amanda, but that's just not you.
So this is a monster bag. It's a drawstring bag, just a blue interior, and it's paracord she uses because it doesn't shrink if you wash it. But I actually fit my yarn in here with the project, and it's perfect. So, selling point, Amanda. I loves it. Square bottom.
She contacted me and showed me the monster fabric, and she's like, "Do you think Sue would like this?" And I'm like, "Yes." Duh.
So, it's getting bigger.
It is. That's gonna be huge when you're done.
And technically, you stop, because basically it's stockinette and then ridges. And you start with 1, and you go to 2, 3, and I'm at 5, and that's usually where you would stop. But I've got so much yarn left. I love this colorway. So this is Zilver by Lisa Much, and it is on size, I think it's 8. Yeah, size 5 millimeters, US 8. God, I can't talk today. The yarn is by Spud and Chloe, Fine Sock, Superwash Wool, and Silk. And the colorway is just a generic number, but that's Spud and Chloe.
I love their yarn.
It's the first time I use it, and I bought it at Fiber Space when we were there for Maryland because I had never used it. So.
Just made a knot myself.
And that is being held in. Well, how much did I get done? Oh, I moved.
Only a couple of rows.
No, I moved the marker.
Oh, silly woman.
I moved the marker. That's in one of my.
You were
bags.
near the end of your 5 ridges.
Yeah.
Last week though, so you got a few rows done.
That is in one of my regular size sock bags.
Oh yeah, the big one, the owl one that I bought to put my minis in.
Mm-hmm.
They only just barely all fit. It is stuffed full.
That's the size of that bag over there.
Uh-huh.
You think you got some minis?
I have a lot of minis.
People.
I spent last weekend, almost the entire weekend, doing nothing but knitting hexie flats. I got some,
good.
like 20 of them done.
Yeah, but that's a good kick, right?
Yes. And it was all recent stuff I'd used, like the stuff that I had recently finished, so I got to get those out of the way and not add to the mini stash. Because, oh boy,
And
the
I
mini
ended
stash.
another one today.
Yep. So, on my needles, I'll show you what I got in my hands first. I'm just doing a plain 2x2 rib sock.
It's pretty.
I know, I love this yarn. It is based on the sock recipe, A Good Plain Sock by Stephanie Pearl McPhee, in her knitting rules book. I've already written that down.
I know.
It's all there.
Because that's not what I put what she told me she had on the needles.
Which was one thing.
Yeah.
And then I cast on 2 more this morning. Because, well, I finished the sweater last night. That's all I'd been knitting on. So I was just like, okay, I have 1 project left. Gotta cast on some more. So, the yarn is DGB Confetti. Sorry for the state of my fingernails. I meant to clean those off this morning and I didn't. DGB Confetti, it's sort of a khaki green color and a white and gray splotchy sort of thing. It's in my little yarnet.
Yes.
And the ball comes in 2 small skeins and you make 1 sock out of each. So you may have to, your mini may be in 2 pieces. We'll see. And that is living in my Bags by Awesome Granny bag.
Which I hope you got in for the giveaway.
Yes, because I love her bags. I love them.
Thread at 2 a.m.
The wrist strap is very nice and secure. You've got this nice metal ring on this side that you can attach stuff to, like your Notions pouch or whatever. I love her bags. They are so well made. And it's got, like, it sits flat.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love the bag.
The inside.
Oh yes, and it's orange.
We all got one of those. When
Orange
she sent them to
hearts.
us.
Yeah, we all got matching ones. So this is her medium bag.
Yeah.
I also have, we all have a set of the large bag with the Notions pouch. Sorry, I keep going off camera because I don't realize I'm that close to the edge of the frame.
Scoot over.
Yeah, I know.
Nice and close.
So we all have a set of the large bags with the little Notions bag as well. But this is the medium size.
And that's what we're giving away today.
And it is perfect for all kinds of stuff. This was stuffed with minis until this morning. I finally put the last of my minis in the big bag.
You can do a shawl in there easily.
Shawl.
2 at a time socks.
Baby sweater, hat, whatever you want. It actually fits quite a bit.
Yeah.
More than I thought it would. But right now it's just got the socks in it. So that's the first thing I got. I will show you the progress on the handbrake. It doesn't look any different. I've done about an inch.
Oh, there, you can really see the pattern now.
Yeah, I love this pattern. You can do it in your sleep. Honestly, as long as you're not talking to people at midnight like I was last night, you can do it in your sleep, honestly.
We're going to do a handbrake along in October.
Yes, we are. It's going to be my birthday handbrake cow. So, I tagged Kay and Dan on my progress last night on Instagram because I was so excited about it. I love this so much. And Dan gets really excited whenever he sees anybody finishing one. So he was...
if he knows you're knitting one, he follows you. Yep.
I'm all starstruck.
I know. He commented on one of my posts not long ago, and I'm just like,
I saw that.
Obi-Wan.
I love them so much.
He's Obi-Wan Knitter.
Knitter, yes.
He was Obi-Wan Knitter before, but somebody suggested, because he loves Star Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Obi-Wan Knitter.
And Kay is Bryony Bears.
Yeah.
There is actually a Bryony Bear as well. I think that's the daughter.
Yes.
On Instagram, because there is an account called Bryony Bear, and it says Bryony something or other. So I think that's the daughter's account, and Kay's account is Bryony Bears.
Yeah.
So you gotta make sure you tag the right one.
Yeah, and this
pattern I don't want to go tagging a kid.
No, and this pattern was like £1 British pound.
Yeah, it's a pound.
The
money goes
Canadian.
to raise money for cancer research. Dan underwent cancer treatment in 2014 and decided to design this as something to raise awareness for cancer. So I'm loving knitting it. I was just really in a push to get the baby sweater finished, so I didn't get a lot of progress. But this is going to be my sort of TV movie knitting for the next little while. Because I love it.
What size needles is it?
This is on a US 7,
okay,
4.5 millimeter, so it's a US 7. And
that's worsted weight, right?
This is worsted. This is Get It for Air Mix, which is discontinued. It's a lovely blend of about 62% merino, 30 some odd percent cotton, and the rest is polyamide, or polyamide, I don't know. So it's really super squishy soft and so airy and fluffy and wonderful.
But she'll wear it if she knits on it.
It's a single that's sort of, it's spun to the point where it's sort of flat. Like it's almost like ribbon yarn, but not quite. But it's spun and then squished, so it's flat. But it's really airy and lofty, and I love it. And it's very soft, and I can wear it next to my face. So, because I tend to have
issues.
I'm a special snowflake. My skin doesn't like touching things. Even me. I'm not kidding. If I have a hair fall off and it gets caught in my clothes, I will get hives where the hair is touching my skin. I'm weird. And that is living in my Amanda bag. This is the same Amanda from Stitching You and More. Look at the owls. Aren't they cute?
I think that was one of her first
It was
bags.
one of her first bags, so don't look at the seams or anything, because she was just learning to sew when she made this. Look at the inside fabric. Doesn't that scream Queen of Hearts?
Mm-hmm.
I showed it to Sarah. I was like, Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland. She's like, yes. Yes, very Queen of Hearts. I'm not knitting on this right now because I'm wearing all black, and this is floofy yarn, so I'd be covered in peach.
Peach fuzz.
Peach fuzz. And I cast on...
Just before we started recording.
Ah, poop. It fell off the hook.
Needle?
Where's the end? I literally just cast on. This is it. This is my cast on.
But what's the yarn?
This is Rachel, who is Love Knots. This is her hand spun. Isn't it pretty? I wasn't sure what to do with it, because it's a fairly small ball. It's not quite enough to make a hat with, and I wasn't sure what to do with it. And then this morning, I was brushing my hair, and I was leaving it down, and I was like, I really wish I had a headband. That's what I can do with Rachel's hand spun! I'm also going to make one for my daughter, because otherwise she's going to steal mine. And there goes the ball, and there goes the hook, and the cast on just stayed here. So I am making the Genius Headband, which is this lovely thing, by Elizabeth Allen, who is the Lovely Crow, I believe. Yeah, the Lovely Crow is her Facebook group. I don't know if she has a Rav group. I didn't check. But, yeah, this is just weaving in the end, so I'm not giving anything away. It's a free pattern. I just like the way it looks, and it looked easy, because I'm not that experienced with crochet. But I looked at the pattern. It looked easy. It's 4 pages. There's lots of photos to show you what you're doing, and lots of diagrams. And I would say it's a beginner pattern.
That is on Ravelry.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's a freebie. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. She does have a designer's page.
Yeah.
On Ravelry. The last page of the pattern is pictures of her other designs, so I didn't bother printing that one. But actually, Sue printed this for me. But isn't it pretty? And I believe that's her daughter. So I'm making that out of Rachel's lovely handspun, which is over here. Sorry. This color. So, not too bad. Suits my hair.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm having fun with that. I just cast it on. Just to say I had it cast on. And it is living in my lovely You So-and-So bag. I think it's You So-and-So?
Yep.
Yes. My
Sarah.
lovely You So-and-So bag that I love so much.
Whose coupon code expired yesterday, so I hope you got in on it.
Yes.
And Gen Com's expired yesterday as well.
Love this bag so much. I haven't made use of the little teeny pocket on the inside yet, but maybe that's where I'll stick this pattern.
That's where I put the pattern.
Because yeah. I don't remember what I had in here before, but it wasn't something I needed a pattern for, so, okay. That's the other drawback to my hair being down. You're used to it. Your hair's always down. Mine is never down. It's always tied back.
My hair is never down. It's down the day or the day after I wash it, and that's it.
And yet, every time I see you... No, last night it was tied back. But, ugh, so hot.
Do you want me to turn the fan on?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
That's all that's on my needles.
Cool. So, what we have, because this is our 3-year podiversary.
Woot!
Empty glass still works. 3 years.
I forgot to bring mine. I should bring mine.
3 years. That's insane.
I can't believe you guys have been putting up with us for this long.
You keep coming back,
Yep.
and we're like this close to 1,200 members on Ravelry.
Yep.
I think we already have 1,200 on YouTube.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't keep track of YouTube. You log into that, so... I know the login. I just keep forgetting to check it.
Yeah, so this is crazy.
Yep.
So we have draws. We have a couple draws. We have the 2 giveaways that we had going on, and we have the 1,200 member group, members in our group prize, and our 3-year podiversary. So do you want to start?
Sure.
Because that we have to draw just from all the members.
Yes. So we have...
Well, both of them.
For our 3-year podiversary, I contacted Juliana, because you all know how much I love Juliana's fiber yarn. Honestly, if you have not checked out her yarn, you should go check out her Etsy shop, because she has got some gorgeous yarn. It is beautiful to knit with. Everybody that I have sent her way loves her yarn. Emilia actually discovered her independently of us.
Yeah, she's a very big fan.
Very big fan of her yarn. Is always ordering. Joins all the clubs.
Her yarn has been on Stockinette Zombies. I think it's been on the Knit Girls. It's been on quite a few big podcasts. Like she gave her yarn because they do a year-long stripe along thing, and one of the months was was that.
Yeah, and I mean I love my Juliana. I've got a stash of it, and actually the test knit shawl that I did out of the Luna, I'm actually gonna frog that to make something else because I'm not that fond of the asymmetrical shawl, but I love the yarn so much that I want to make something for me that I will wear.
That's why I'm trying to figure out how to zoom.
So I contacted Juliana. It's under view. It's third from the left. Yeah, and you should be zoom is bottom. There you go. I contacted Juliana and I asked her if she would be willing for me to give away a skein of her sparkle base. Any color you want that she has, obviously. She may be willing to work with you on colors if you want something different than what she's got in the shop. I can't promise anything.
No,
I'm not her.
She's busy.
But, because she's planning for her big open house that she's having in a couple of weeks. But she is willing to let the winner pick any of the sparkle-based yarn in her shop. And she will send it to you. I'm paying for it because, well, I'm not going to ask her to give away yarn. She has given us a lot over the years, and you know, she works hard, and this is what she does for a living. So I didn't want to ask her to give anything away, but yeah, I'm giving one of you guys a skein of her yarn. So all you have to do is go to her shop, look at the sparkle yarn, and pick which one you want, and she will send it to you. So that's the first prize.
Second prize is a bag from Amanda, who is Little Panda 518 and the creator of these bags. So she's giving away this size of bag, and I was talking to her last night or Thursday night, and I think she's going to let the winner pick their fabric.
You lost your screen.
I know. It's okay. So we have 1,198 people in the group, and the other prizes we have, the ones for the 1,200 member, are a $8 US pattern of your choice, up to $8 US, and a set of my stitch markers, and you can choose what you want, and I'll make them, or you can look in the shop and just pick one of them. So we have 4 draws.
Yep.
Actually 6, but
we'll start with these.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to...
Do you want to start with your stitch markers?
Sure.
So 2 to 198, which is how many members we have right now.
Oh, sorry.
Generate 1027. You look right.
All right, so we will show you. That is member 1027, and because Ravelry gives us a spreadsheet.
1027 is the nightly knitter.
Who is Nika. Nika, you've won a set of my stitch markers, so please contact me, Crafty Knitter 7.
Where is it? Oh, I put a K where it didn't belong. So okay. That's exciting. Yep. Look what you won.
$8 pattern.
504.
504. Whoa. LIP.
Lip.
Who is Linda. You have won a pattern up to $8 US.
PM me.
Toll baby. Generate. So now we will do
it again.
Sorry. We'll do the bag from Amanda.
213.
213. So it's all over the place.
Yep. 213 is Pure Joy. Who is Joy?
You have won the bag from Amanda, who is Little Panda 518, and I will get in contact with her and tell her your Rav name, and then you guys can work together.
Yep.
And last but not least,
you get to pick your skein of Juliana's Sparkle Base. 1170.
Wow, 1170. Just so you can see.
Sorry, Selma. I did agree to trade a skein of yarn with Selma. She's going to give me a skein from her stash, and I'm going to give her one of my skeins of Juliana when she decides which color she wants.
1170 is
Shady's Troll. Or Shady Stroll.
Shady Stroll.
I guess.
Who is...
Sorry, my name is Toll Baby. I get called Troll Baby all the time, so...
Who is Jennifer. And Jennifer, you can contact Lynn, Toll Baby on Ravelry, and she'll get you in contact with Juliana.
Yep. Where does she live? Do we know?
No.
Okay, I'll find it. Because we're going to have the yarn shipped to you. 1170. Does it, I think we only get the birth dates. Yeah. No, say. Well, I'll... It's all good.
And then the 2 other giveaways that we had going on was a medium-sized bag from Darlene, who is Awesome Granny.
So let's go over to that thread.
Yeah.
You do your thing.
Oh.
That's why there's 2 of us.
Mm-hmm.
Right, the scroll wheel doesn't work. Ugh. There are 62 people in that thread.
So,
2 to 62.
2 to 62. number 7. That's my lucky number.
Number 7. Help if I could see the right side. There we go. Selma, you gotta stop being the first one to enter. You want to win something. Number 7 is CV Teresa. Her crochet spa shawl top she started last year and she didn't finish is her oldest whip. So CV Teresa, who is Teresa from Chula Vista, California. I'm probably not pronouncing that properly. California is the winner of the Bags by Awesome Granny bag. So congratulations, Teresa. Very exciting. 7.
Okay, and the other giveaway we had was Marcia, who is Fairy Little on Ravelry and has a podcast called Fairy Little Twitch and Stitch, or Stitch and Twitch, one or the other, with her sister.
Well, didn't we put it in the first post?
What?
Didn't you? No, you didn't put her podcast name in the first.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
She just published a shawl called Okanagan Orchard,
which is really pretty.
Shawl. And so this is for a chance to win that.
No, she doesn't have her podcast name in her profile either.
Bad podcaster. No, she just has her YouTube link.
Yes, I know, but still, bad podcaster.
So how many people?
Sorry. That would be 27 people.
Ooh,
really?
Good odds.
Guys!
Amazing pattern.
Yeah.
So,
I'd like to win it.
2 to 27. 2.
Oh, no way.
2 never wins.
Ah! I'm stuck.
Dragon Lady.
Hang on. Is that actually Dragon Lady? Yes, okay. I didn't know if I'd gone too far. Who says that Carrie is her favorite pattern designer?
Canadian.
Canadian pattern designer.
Yeah. So...
Dragon Lady, who is Yvonne from LA. Congrats, Yvonne. Yay!
Yeah, so you have won that pattern. I will send Marcia your Ravelry name, and she will gift you the pattern. So congratulations. What are the
and
odds?
See, I told Selma to never be the first one to enter.
And the first one entered.
The next one. Sorry, Selma. Yeah. She's probably going to be sitting there going, shoot, I should have entered that one.
I started a thread last week, Ask the Tangled Skeins, and we have some questions that we can answer today.
Yes, we do.
So, how did you and I meet?
Funny story, actually. Very embarrassing story on my part. A friend of ours...
I'll let you go with it.
A friend of ours named Seema, who is Seema 1975, I think, on Ravelry.
Yep.
Was opening a yarn store downtown. Sorry, show notes. And Sue and I had both volunteered to help her help her put her shop together before she opened it up. So I showed up a couple of times.
We didn't know each other.
We had never met. And you were fairly new to the group. Mm-hmm. So the Ottawa group on Ravelry.
My schedule, put it this way, my schedule just didn't come together where I could go.
So I was at the store with Seema, helping her put her shelves together and stuff like that. And she kept saying, Sue said she was coming. She said she was coming. And at one point I said, who's Sue? And she says, Crafty Knitter 7. And I was like, oh. Because another girl at one of the knit nights had told me that she was a real rhymes with witch.
And I don't know this girl. I've never
I had a
met
pretty
her.
poor opinion of her at this point.
Her. I think I saw her at Knit Knackers once, but I had never met this particular person who said I was a witch.
And it was weird because I had never met her, but at this point I had a fairly low opinion of her because, we were waiting on her to help us put the shelves together. There was 2 of us and a 2-year-old because Seema's son was with us. And we were half putting shelves together and half trying to keep the kid from killing himself. And we were all like, ah. So it wasn't until weeks later that I actually met you at Knit Night.
Yeah, I went to.
And I was really standoffish because I was like, oh, that's the that
witch.
Woman. That woman. And I don't remember how.
You, me, Sarah, and Carrie just kind of formed this group.
Yeah, we just kind of became like the 4 Musketeers type thing, and it's sort of drifted in and out over the years. But
then she told me the story, and I'm like, who is? I won't put the person's name, and she's like, I'm like, I don't know who she is, and she's like, really? You've never met her?
She was spreading the story around that Sue was a nasty person, never having ever met her. So it was very embarrassing.
And I'm so nasty that we have 1,200 people watching us. Yep.
Because one of the things that I don't like about some of the podcasts that I've watched is that the people are not the same as when you meet them in person. It's a different personality sort of thing. No. And I've had that problem with a couple of podcasts I've tried to watch, and I couldn't watch them because of that, because there was this disconnect between the person I'd met in person and the person on the podcast. And
like when Sarah came to visit a couple weeks ago, she's like, "You're just like on the podcast."
And Sarah is exactly the same as on her podcast too. I mean, we can be snarky.
We have our moments.
We make no secret of that, but we're what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
And so is Sarah, and so is Shannon from Minerva Turkey, and
the Knit Girls are exactly like they are. Like,
exactly.
Like, seriously, exactly. Love them.
Poor Laura.
Oh.
That's our next question. But yeah, that's basically how we met. We met through Knit Night, and you were kind of stuck with each other now.
I can't shake her no matter how hard I try.
No, I know where you live.
True.
It's a good thing I know where you live.
And my husband will let you in. My dogs would if they could open the door.
Well, one of your dogs would. Tasha wasn't too happy to see me today. She didn't notice I was here. And I think that's why she got so agitated, because she was like, "What? There's somebody here? What?"
Yeah, because Toby noticed first, and normally Tasha noticed first. She's the alpha.
So yeah, she was standing up there growling away, and I'm like, "Tasha, it's only me." She came over and then she went around to the railing, because they have a rail. Their staircase comes up into the living room, and there's a railing. And the dog ran over to the railing to come sniff my hair and stuff. And it was just like, it's still just me.
And 2 seconds later, she's like laying on her bed.
Yeah. She was like, okay, she's here.
She's literally barely aggressive until she knows, oh, I know that smell. You have cats.
And I didn't leave her any shoes to play with this time. So we'll see how that goes. She loves tossing my shoes around. We thought it was the cat at first, rubbing on the shoes. And then one day we caught her just going to town with my shoe in her mouth, like shaking her head around and throwing it.
Yeah, because her shoe would always end up like on the other side of the landing.
We could never figure out how my shoes ended up all over the place. Nobody else's shoes would move, just mine. So yeah, apparently Tasha really likes the smell of my cats.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the next question?
Funniest thing that's ever happened. Well, I chose festival. I think it's hands down the Laura.
I think it's all the celebrity encounters.
I think so, but I think
you're funny.
Sorry.
Poor Isolde, stalked dead. I mean, we've told the Laura story before.
Yeah.
We were at Stitches. It was the first time I brought them to Stitches, and Sue was looking forward to meeting Laura for the first time. Sorry, I think I just moved the camera
okay.
with my foot. Sorry. So we knew that Laura was going to be there, and she was really looking forward to meeting Laura. So Saturday we spent the whole day there. We had classes and stuff, so we were in and out, and we didn't get to see her. And Sunday we went back, and we were like, okay, it's time to go. We gotta leave. And Sue was like, okay. And she's dejectedly walking towards the entrance door. And she looks up, and there's Laura coming in. And she stopped and went, "Oh my God, Laura!" at the top of her lungs. And Laura just went, stopped dead, and
she was actually panicked. Her back was facing us. She had walked in, and then she turned around. She was talking to somebody, so she wasn't facing me, and she just kind of went.
Yeah. And the panic on her face. She was like, "What the hell's going on here?" So we actually managed to chat with her for quite some time.
Got some pictures.
That was the Ruby Slipper Day.
Yes.
She was wearing her sparkly red shoes.
Toms.
And, it was loads of fun. And, of course, the next time we met her, I think, was it Maryland or was it Stitches again? No, it was Rhinebeck. Did we see her at Rhinebeck?
No.
Probably Maryland then.
Yeah.
So the next festival we saw her at, she's like, "Hey, I know you guys."
And then this year she's like, "It's my Canadian friends."
Yeah, and Leslie recognizes us. And
yeah, because Leslie was like, "Where's Lynn?" She's like, "You guys seem like the type that we could really go have a drink with."
Well, you guys could. I could be the DD.
Yes.
So, I don't drink.
Anyways.
So, and then there was Isolde. The first time we went to Rhinebeck, we walked in the gate and there's Isolde.
And I had a fangirl moment.
And Sue went, "Oh my God, it's you!" And Isolde's like, "Yep." So Sue got a picture with her, and Isolde kind of sidled away nervously. And we did the same thing to Stephanie Pearl McPhee.
But I was...
First time.
Yeah.
Because we had just taken a couple of classes with her, so we'd already met her. And it was kind of funny because we went to Rhinebeck. It was Rhinebeck that we met Nikki Epstein, right? So we went to this talk.
No. That was Stitches.
Was it Stitches?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, that's true. We went to Stitches, and we went to a talk by Nikki Epstein. Nikki Epstein is a very eccentric character. If you ever meet her, she's a little... Actually, the only word I can think to describe her is eccentric. That she's a little out there. And it was kind of funny because we were at Twist.
Yes.
And we were taking a class with Stephanie Pearl McPhee. And then after the class, we were going around the marketplace. We're walking by the bathrooms. And we were telling somebody else about our experience with Nikki Epstein. And I used some rather colorful terms to describe her. And Stephanie comes out of the bathroom. And in this little sing-songy voice she does, she goes, "I know who you're talking about." And went right back. She just walked away.
And I think it was Rhinebeck that year that I was looking for her to get her autograph for Crystal.
And we looked everywhere. And finally, we just turned and there she was. We always run into her in the same spot at Rhinebeck. And it's always near that Welsh...
lace knitting.
Yeah, and this... well... Yeah, I'm sad. The Serena of Sock, who passed away recently. Her booth. And so it was the first year we ran into her, and I'm like, Sue! Because she was right next to me. And she goes, "Oh, Stephanie!" And Stephanie turns to look at us, and I said, "We're not stalking you, I promise." And she goes, "Hey, you're Canadian. You're mostly harmless." The second year... she was with a group of friends. She's always with a group of friends at these things. So the second Rhinebeck, we're walking around the same area and we spot her again. And we're like, she's shopping. She's with a bunch of friends. We'll just leave her alone. So we walk and we go around and we're going down the next aisle. And I think it was the Loop booth or something like that. And she comes up right behind us and she goes, "Hi!" And we're like, "You're stalking us now." And she says, "That's because you're fabulous." She is so funny all the time. She's so funny. I've actually, one of the classes we took with her, I think it was the one in Perth. I don't know if you were there. Were you? Okay. So the Perth one was it was a weekday. And was that the sock class? Yeah, because we took the speed knitting. So I had taken her Grok the sock class in Perth. Through Janie H. Knits, which is no longer there. But I asked, we're sitting around getting ready for the class, blah, blah, blah. And she's, getting her stuff together. And I said, "So, Stephanie, how's the Gansey coming?" This was about 3 years ago.
I love her response.
And she just kind of looked at me with this look on her face. And she says, "Joe knows what he did." And that was it.
That's the joke. Joe knows what he did.
There was not going to be any more mention of the Gansey. And there has never been any more mention of the Gansey on her blog either. No. So I don't know what Joe did. I didn't ask. But Joe,
You're in trouble. Your doghouse trouble.
It was so funny. Joe knows what he did. Joe must have said something. But I wasn't going to ask. So yeah, we have a lot of funny stories. I mean, there's so much stuff that goes on. And there's so many people. There was the time that we showed up at Stitches.
Oh, jeez. And you were like...
5 minutes late for the podcast. And this lady was coming down the escalator and we're walking in the doors.
Oh, the podcaster meetup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She goes, "You're late. You're supposed to be upstairs. Get up there." And we're like...
She pointed at Lynn, who at that time wasn't on camera.
This was all you ever got to see. I actually have people who have asked me to just stick my hand in pictures.
Yep.
So I think it was Cece, the first year we met her.
Yep.
I think that was Maryland.
Yes.
She was like, "I want a picture with Sue and Carrie. I want a picture with Sue and Carrie." And then she's like, "Stick your hand in here." And I'm like, "Okay." off camera and just. So she has a picture with Sue and Gary in my hand.
She was known as the hand.
Yeah. And I would have people come up to me in the field at the podcaster meetup going, "You're the hand!" And I'm like, apparently. I'm still floored whenever people recognize me.
Well, talk about the recognizing and...
I was at the yarn store. I used to work right across the street from Wabi Sabi. And I was in Wabi Sabi to pick up some needles on my lunch hour, and this lady goes, "You're on that podcast!" And I'm like, "Yeah, who are you?"
Do I know you?
And that was Paula, I think, she's in our group. And I was just so stunned that somebody recognized me that I was just
She was alone and got recognized.
It was weird. My son still gets weirded out by the fact that I have over 1,000
was it
YouTube
last
followers.
year at Stitches? We were coming up the escalator to the podcaster meetup, and it was Sarah from In a Snit, Mrs. Shu. She's like, "Sue!" I'm just like, "Hi."
Famous people know me. Yeah, it's a little weird. Yeah. A little weird.
Mm-hmm.
But we're getting there. Yep. We're getting over it.
3 years.
Heck, now we're the ones who organized this stupid podcaster meetup at Stitches Midwest, so I don't know, I'm still not sure how that happened. It used to be somebody else's job.
I started the thread to get talking, and then somehow she started talking about having it. Oh no, last year Benjamin said we should get a dedicated space for the podcaster meetup, that way Stitches is involved.
Yeah, because he has his own podcast.
Yeah, but he could never make it to the meetups because he's CEO. He's
everywhere, busy guy.
All at the same time.
But yeah, so the first year I went to Stitches, there wasn't one. The second year we went to Stitches, there was one. The third year we went to Stitches, I ended up organizing the meetup. I'm not sure how that happened, but I ended up in charge of it.
Both of us.
So this year it was the two of us, and Mavis from XRX is helping us out. She found us a dedicated room. We're going to make some signs to put in the original location so that people will know to come to the room, because we've got an enclosed room now. And so hopefully...
If you go to the Stitches Midwest group on Ravelry, there is a thread for the Podcaster Meetup 2015.
Yep.
The first post has all the information and what podcasters said they're going to be there.
Yep. It's going to be exciting.
So Paula, Knitting Pipeline, Jen from... Boston Jen from Down Cellar Studio. Who else is going to be there?
I don't think Shannon's coming this year.
No, I've never seen her at Stitches.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
Marilyn and Rhinebeck.
I've only just started being able to recognize podcasters because now that I've met them 7 or 8 times, I'm starting to be able to.
I'm not sure if Laura or Leslie are going, but there's a few.
Yep, and it's next weekend. I'm excited. Are you excited? You should be excited. You should be coming.
And we're going to have dinner with Stephanie, who is from Stitchcraft Marketing.
Yep.
Actually finally get to meet her, sit down and have dinner.
Hey, Stephanie, how do you feel about Giordano's?
I will link you in the show notes.
We're going to go have pizza. Because the other 2 people that I've been with have never been to Chicago.
And I'm not a fan of deep dish pizza.
She
really
wasn't crazy about it. We went to Due's.
I like my cheese on top.
We went to Due's, which is the birthplace of
essentially
deep dish pizza. Uno's and Due's were brothers who apparently they owned Uno's. And they had a fight, so one of them moved down the block. Literally moved a block away.
So he called himself number 2?
And opened Due's.
Because Due is 2?
Yes. So
Clever.
These were, and there's some incestuous stuff going on with Chicago pizza. Because, all the big pizzerias around Chicago all started at Uno's. So Uno's was the birthplace of deep dish pizza. Personally, I prefer Due's. I like the atmosphere a little bit better. I just like Due's better. But since they've come back into the same company, because Uno's finally bought Due's again, so they're all the same people again. But I don't like their menu as much now that they've gone back to being Uno's. And Uno's, I mean, there's an Uno's in the Syracuse Mall, the Destiny USA Mall that used to be the Carousel Mall. There's an Uno's there. You can get Uno's anywhere. So that's kind of why I prefer Due's. It was smaller and more exclusive, but anyway. Because Lou Malnati's, which is another big chain around Chicago, started at Uno's. Gino's East started at Uno's. They were all people who worked at Uno's and then branched out and opened their own chains.
Went, I can do this.
So I looked around at some of the other pizza places because Sue's not a fan of the deep dish pizza, and that's fine. Not everybody's going to like. I don't like Chicago-style hot dogs. Sorry. I just don't like hot dogs, to be honest. I'll eat a Vienna beef hot dog because they're good. That's
so it's the meat that's different?
They are such good hot dogs. I actually like them. But I don't like Chicago-style hot dogs because I don't like the toppings.
Oh, because you can't have your regular toppings.
Well, first of all, you're not supposed to ask for ketchup. In Chicago,
And
you
I
can't
will
put ketchup on your hot dog
there
in Chicago.
because ketchup is essential on my hot dog. I'm sorry, Rob,
I
but
like
it
my
is.
ketchup. And they put raw onions, and they put cucumber slices. There's all kinds of weird stuff on a Chicago-style hot dog, and not my thing. So, I checked out the menus, and finally I found Giordano's, which I've been to before. I like their pizza. It's pretty good. It's not as good as Due's, but what you gonna do?
She loves me.
Now I'm sounding more New York than Chicago, but there we are. So we're gonna go to Giordano's because Giordano's has a much wider, like a non-pizza menu. Because Due's has 2 kinds of sandwich, 1, maybe 2 kinds of pasta. Everything involves meatballs. So I was like, well, this is kind of boring. And Giordano's has a huge menu, and their pizza is pretty damn good. So Sylvia and Sarah will get their deep dish pizza. Sarah's super excited. Talked to her Thursday night. And they just got their passports. They're very excited about going to Chicago. And I haven't talked to Sylvia yet, but I'm hoping to this weekend. She doesn't knit.
She's along for the ride.
She doesn't knit by choice. She doesn't like knitting.
Isn't she the teacher?
She teaches at a Waldorf school, so she is required to teach the children to knit. But she doesn't like knitting. She's a bobbin lace person, which is crazy pants. That's when you have your work on this pillow and you've got like 50,000 bobbins with thread on them, and it's crazy.
Oh, but that's those ladies you see at the festival.
That's what she does for fun. She's crazy.
So knitting is boring to her.
I think that's the problem. I think it's not challenging enough, but she hates doing it.
If she can do that.
So, yeah, I watch her with the bobbin lace, and I'm just like...
And nothing gets tangled.
She is so good at this. It's unbelievable. She's also a seamstress. She has made period dresses for her wife and all kinds of nifty stuff. She's wow. So, that's why I'm tempting to bring my sewing machine this weekend, because she told me she would teach me to sew. But we don't see each other very often, even though we live in the same city. But, so I'm very much looking forward to that. Yeah, stitches. Boy, did that go off topic.
Mm-hmm. But, So, another
Selma's
question.
not here and we're over an hour. I'm so sorry.
So, we'll leave the next question to next time.
I'm so sorry. I just talk too much.
We are over an hour. Wow.
Yeah, I
Chatty
know.
Cathy's.
Sorry. So, stash acquisitions?
Yes, go ahead.
This is going to be a slightly bittersweet one for me. Sorry, it crinkles. This is what I got from my friend Kim's stash. Kim had made it clear to her family that she wanted her friends at her regular knit nights to be able to have some of her stash after she passed away.
Mm-hmm.
So, did her sister come too?
No.
Or was it just Laura Lee?
Just Laura Lee.
Okay, so Laura Lee, who is our friend Pippi Shirley from Ravelry,
Kim's
best friend, came with a bag of yarn and a few other things of Kim's to give away.
I got some books and some Briggs and Little.
Yes. I was in Chicago. Well, actually, I was in... What the heck is that town called? Owatonna, Minneapolis.
Mm-hmm.
For my friend Steven's wedding. My friend Steven and Sarah were getting married the same weekend as the memorial service and all that stuff, so I didn't get to go to any of it. And so Sue got me this lovely ball of Angora. It is so pretty and so soft, and I'm going to make myself a little stuffy of some kind, and it will be my Kim stuffy.
I'm not reaching for that.
No, it's okay. And I'm actually thinking something kind of like the bird that some made last weekend. Something like that. I'm going to make myself a Kim stuffy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my stash acquisition.
I don't have any.
She got it a few weeks ago, but we both kept forgetting about it.
And it's been in the car. I didn't bring it in the house.
And then the other day she was like, I have something for you. And I was like, yeah, you also have Kim stuff for me. And she was like, oh, it's in my car. What was the other thing?
My little dabble I gave you.
Oh, okay. The mini.
I kept looking at this mini going, it's perfect for Lynn. Put it in the bag. Forget about it.
Mine.
So, lastly, I'm going to go over the coupon codes, and then we're done.
You have no stash acquisition?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No.
It's been a rough week for both of us.
Yeah.
Very, very stressful week.
So we have Ongoing Coupon by Darlene, who is Awesome Granny of Bags by Awesome Granny. 2 TS10, all capital letters, for 10% off, and there's no expiry date.
Lisa, who is 6 Munchkin Stitchin', on Ravelry, and 6 Munchkin Stitching on Etsy, has given our viewers a coupon code. All caps, 2 Tangled, number 10. I have to remember to do it backwards. For 10% off, there's no expiry date. It's an ongoing coupon.
And Carrie Lynn of Freckled Whimsy has given us a code.
I'm contagious.
2 Tangled 15, all capitals, 15, 10% off until the end of December.
Which is pretty awesome.
She makes the sock nanny bags that literally they're tall, but they're meant to fold over because she wanted her yarn not to snag in the zipper.
Yep.
So.
No, sorry, I just had gunk in my throat. I wasn't trying to get your attention or anything.
Oh.
So now that we've been babbling for over an hour.
We have edits to do.
So sorry. That's all me. I know, I talk too much.
People are still watching, so.
Next weekend is Stitches. We will likely be recording from there. So.
It'll be what it is.
Yep. It won't be anywhere near this long.
No.
And maybe we'll introduce you to Sylvie and Sarah and Rob. Because we haven't done that. Rob was there the time we recorded at my house, and we didn't force him on camera or anything.
Oh, I'm like, recorded at your house, right? The new place.
Yes.
He was hiding in the background, and her son
making my son Army crawl across the floor. I still need to retrieve that video from his phone.
Yes.
Because he took video, and it's hilarious. I promise to share it with you guys when I remember to get it off his phone.
That's it.
Yep.
Well, happy crafting, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.